In today's video, I'm going to be doing a garage tour and showing you how I store all my car detailing products. This is a part 2 to my garage transformation video that I made last year, where I painted the walls, installed a cabinet and put some flooring down. And I've done quite a bit more since filming that video, so I'm going to be showing you where all my chemicals, equipment and accessories live. So we'll start off on this wall, which is closest to the garage door and where I keep quite a bit of my equipment. If we start off at the bottom, this is where I keep my buckets, and they're all on Carbon Collective bucket dollies to make them a bit easier to move around when they're full. This is also where my pressure washer lives, so this is a Kranzel K10. I've had this for about 2.5 years and it's a brilliant machine. I do have a separate review on it as well if you want to learn a little bit more. If I go a little bit higher up, this is where I have my wall mounted hose reel. So this is an MCM hose reel and it's got 20 metres of the stock Kranzel hose on it. To the right of this, I have my short trigger and nozzles on this wall mounted holder. So this is actually from my own brand called Detail Locker, and quite a few of the wall mounted accessories that you'll see in this video are from this brand. So I will pop a link in the description to the website detaillocker.co.uk, and also there will be links to all the cabinets and flooring and other storage accessories that I'm using in the description as well. Further to the right, I do have my wheel brushes. Here I keep my tyre brushes and my wheel barrel and arch brushes. And this is directly over my wheel bucket, so it makes things a little bit easier when I come to setting up, and also I can hang them on this to dry after I've used them. Further up the wall, I do have another Detail Locker brush holder, and this is for my small brushes that I use for more intricate areas, and mainly I use these for exterior cleaning. To the right I have a Detail Locker foam cannon mount, and here I usually store my MJJC foam cannon S, but occasionally I'll swap around the order, it just depends what I'm using at the moment really. And finally I have one of my spray bottle holders, and here I use a lot of the chemicals that I have mixed up ready to go, so things like citrus, interior cleaner, glass cleaner, built amber atom mark, and also a quick detailer as well. So in the garage I have 2 sets of the IKEA cabinets and drawers, so there are 2 sets of 7 drawers and 2 tall cabinets. In the first of these cabinets here I use it mainly to store my equipment. So up on the very top I have my machine polishers, so the Hex Mini from Carbon Collective and also my Interdetailing DA15. I also on here have my Blowair RS car dryer and my Karcher steam cleaner here too. On the next one down I have some of my 5 litre chemicals and also my IK sprayers, so I've got a couple of the foamers and a couple of the multi-sprayers on here too. And then just on the bottom I have my vacuum, so here is the Nilfisk Buddy 12, and then I also have my Vax Spot Wash here too. These cabinets do come with 3 shelves, but I've got one of the shelves from this cabinet in the other one where I'm storing my chemicals, as it makes a little bit more sense for me to keep it that way. And I really do like having most of my larger pieces of equipment away in the cabinet, just so it doesn't look as cluttered. Now in the first set of drawers I have a lot of my microfiber towels, as well as a lot of my brushes and applicators. On the top drawer on the right I keep all my nicest microfiber towels, so these are the ones that I use mainly on the paintwork. I do like to keep these drawers as neat as possible, and I probably do spend a little bit too much time folding them. Down a drawer I have my Rag Company Wolfpack towels. I use these mainly for door shuts to do that final wipe if I'm applying a quick detailer, and I do like to use these towels for generally cleaner jobs, and then reserve other towels for dirtier tasks. On the bottom drawer here I have my towels that I use for those dirtier jobs, and I also use them for cleaning up inside the garage as well. So these are just the regular Rag Company car wash towels, and I also do have their rip and rag towels as well. If I take you to the drawers on the left hand side, at the top I have my exterior detailing applicators. Again, a lot of these are from the Rag Company. I do have some from Gion as well as a few different wax applicators here too. On the drawer down I have the interior detailing equivalent, so a lot of my interior scrub pads and miscellaneous bits like air fresheners and other interior cleaning accessories go in this drawer. On the next drawer down I have my interior detailing towels. Again, a lot of these are from the Rag Company. On the bottom drawer here, this is probably the one that I'm least happy with, but it is for all my attachments for my vacuum and my Vax Spot Wash, my steam cleaner as well. So these just live in here. It's not the neatest, but it is the best place probably for them. On the wall above this set of drawers I do have some wall mounted accessories here too. So I have another of the large detailing brush holders, which I use to store a couple of extra brushes, and also my waterproof gloves here too. I do have an extra small detailing brush holder here, as well as a couple of wall mounted hooks to hold my reg plate covers, and finally at the top I store some of my 1 litre chemicals in the Detail Locker bottle holders here too. In between my first cabinet and set of drawers I do have my little deionized water vessel, as well as the hose that I use with it just mounted on a wall hook behind it. I do have a little bit of a gap to the left of my set of drawers before the second set, which I just use for a little foot pedal bin, and I also just tuck my chair in here for my sit down videos. On the second set of drawers, I've got a lot more microfiber and equipment in here too. So in the top drawer on the right, I have my twist loop drying towels, again from the Rag Company and some from Carbon Collective as well. In the drawer down, I have my softer, plusher drying towels, so the Rag Company Dryer Wolf and Gauntlet for example. And then in the bottom drawer here, I store some of my machine polishing accessories, things like lighting, tape, my paint depth gauge, and my polishing pads here too. On the top drawer on the left, I keep all my wash mitts and wash pads, and then in that drawer underneath it, I keep my wheel cleaning accessories, so things like wheel mitts and also tyre dressing applicators go in here too. And then on the drawer underneath, I keep my wheel and tyre drying towels, so some gauntlets and also some from Carbon Collective are in here too. And then on that final drawer underneath, this is where my glass cleaning towels go. On that wall space above this set of drawers, I keep a lot of wall mounted accessories. So starting on the left, I have 3 of my foam cannons mounted on the wall, again using the detail locker mounts. I do a lot of my mixing up of the chemicals here, so it makes sense for me to have them in this spot. On that work surface underneath, which is a wooden worktop, I do have a little plastic mat that I got from Amazon just stuck down, just to make sure I don't get any stains on this area. I have some of my chemicals on these bottle holders here as well. I do switch these up with some of the chemicals that are in the cabinets as well. It really depends on what I'm testing and using the most at the time. Then the big cabinet at the left at the back of the room is where I store pretty much all my car detailing chemicals. So I have these divided up by what type of chemical they are as opposed to the brands, just to make it a little bit easier. So starting at the top, I have my long-term protection products and quick detailers. And then if I go down a shelf, it goes into my maintenance chemicals. So I've first got my wheel and tyre cleaners on the left-hand side, and then I also have some wheel shampoos as well kept separately, so I can find them easily. It then goes into my citrus pre-washes. I also have my pH neutral and alkaline snow foams split up as well. On the shelf underneath, I have my shampoos, so pH neutral on the left, and then it goes into my decon shampoos. Then it goes into my decon chemicals, so iron removers, tar removers, water spot removers, and some miscellaneous kind of ones on the end. On the shelf underneath, I have my tyre and trim dressings, and then my glass cleaning products, and also my interior products on the right. These again are split up in terms of interior detailers, cleaners, and protection products. And then finally on the bottom shelf, I have some more chemicals which I don't use quite as often. So I have my polishes and compounds down here, as well as my panel wipe solutions, some rinseless washes, and just some empty spray bottles on the right for when I need to mix up some new chemicals. So as I said, I am going to be popping links to all the storage accessories I am using here, and I really do hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, it would be brilliant if you could drop it a like, and thanks very much for watching.